high school in Tokyo. Backwards. Okay. American school in Japan. Okay, I graduated in Japan. Okay, so I went to private, both a private, an international school, private international school, and a public Japanese school. I think it was public. I think it was a public Japanese school. As a child, both high school was in Japan, and for my degree in the arts, I studied in South Africa, the United States, and Japan. And as a child, really young child, I was in Indonesia. My name is Indonesian. It's not American. It's not Spanish. It is indeed Indonesian. Okay. And what we learn is art history, both from the West, and I also learned from Africa, and I learned from Japan. So learning a little bit of art history makes all the difference to understand the aesthetics from around the world, right? That's a very different, like you can look at the oil paintings and Monets and Renoirs, but you also need to understand like where, like for instance, if you're doing anime, you need to know where the anime came from. Now, I taught animation drawing classes. I have all these books, right? So you need to, this is a great book. This is a great book, okay? But I'm not gonna sit here drawing animation all day, every day. You need to have the books available for you to practice. I can, but I've already gone through this. I was teaching this stuff. So for me, it's not, I've passed this stage. I've passed the stage into a different realm. I'm gonna have my friend who was in South Africa with me. He moved to the States. He is now, I think he's living in Washington State, and he's going to join me possibly. And he's an animator, and his brother was an animator in South Africa, so we were like really good friends. And he may sit down and have a discussion with us at a later stage and talk about his experience being an animator and what kind of things that he did. So you need to have the books. If you're going to practice, get the books first. You know, if you're going to complain about like how people are doing it, learn to create your own, but also understand the mechanisms of how it's constructed. Okay, so I was teaching this stuff. It's not like it was just part of what I was doing. I have other books. I have a whole bunch of books. So it's all about educating oneself on the books and the construction and the development of, this is a great book. She's a wonderful artist. Stephen W. Harton. Camila DeRico. She is, if you don't know her, you have to see her stuff. She has beautiful work. I have been watching her. She has different books. This is a great, and I think she's an American. She's American. She is not Japanese, but her work is so accurate in color and contrast. It's amazing. Amazing. She's a great. So get the books. If you're wanting to learn the basics and the introduction, learn the drawings. As I was saying, I lived in Japan. I went to school and I went to high school in Japan. So I have my certificate from Tokyo. Right? This was part of what I did. And I think it matters to understand that this is where I was teaching art here in the States. In South Africa, it was privately in a private, I guess like an area where you did community, I think it was a community convention center or something. Where is it? Anime. So I was teaching anime already. It was nothing unusual about it. Now I'm just implementing a new addition because I do think that you need to have some skills in moving forward with advanced technology, because Japan's advanced in technology, China's advanced in technology, Korea's advanced. The only country that is not as advanced in technology is the United States and some other countries. But you have to get with the program. If you're going to survive in a world of change, you got to get with the program. You have to progress with the rest of the world, or we just stay the same. It's just not going to happen. Other, like Korea, Japan, China, have included their growth because the technology was created there, right? Uh, we're just finally reaching the understanding of technology in the States, but we are like 50 years behind. China's ahead of the game, Korea's ahead of the game, Japan's ahead of the game. The United States is far behind. And what I'm doing for my channel is to bring the far behind to the forefront and make something really interesting, because I have the certificates to prove that I have studied all this stuff, including teaching anime classes. Okay, I taught anime classes. I still teach classes. I still teach art classes by hand. But once again, get the books. If you're wanting to learn the basics, understand how to draw them first. But don't just understand the drawing. It's not just about animation. It's about understanding the cultural background. Like, Japan wasn't just about animation. It's the culture behind it. Like, people are respectful in Japan. People, like, the younger generation have respect for the elders. There is no rudeness that goes on. It's shunned against, it's shunned upon in Japan. I'm sure it is in other Asian countries as well. And I feel as if it's important to bring a cultural mix into my animation, my anime, because from living in 5 different countries, I am going to incorporate different languages into the anime as well. Usually what happens is in anime is that you're generally dealing with one language, and that one language is translated. What if all the languages were incorporated, or most of the languages were incorporated into one anime to create a global context? And for me, that is really important, because I lived in the 5 countries, and I studied in like 3 different countries. 5 countries. I studied in 4 countries when I was too young to study in Indonesia. But yes, it is important. I think it is important to understand that it's past just learning it because it's fun, cool, but understanding the depth behind the cultural understanding of these particular skills. Like in South Africa, we were learning about African artists throughout Africa, not just Southern Africa, but people in Ghana and Kenya and I don't know, there are all sorts of countries. South Africa is just a country in a continent of Africa, if you didn't know. I'm African, my mom is African, okay? So let's get this cleared out, okay? My mom is mixed like Tyla is. Tyla's mixed. So Africa is not just consisted of people of darker skin. There are many, many different types of people out there. Okay, so that's one element. And then in Japan, the whole point of going to Japan is to learn the culture. You have to understand the culture behind what is going on. And the music. I lived in Japan. You can hear the Japanese elements in the music. That's why I do it. I won an award in Tokyo for my high school. This was my high school in Japan. American International? Yeah, American School in Japan.